Today we're going to Plaza Antiques, and I'm going to show you how I rearrange my shelving in there. When you have an antique booth, you can display things how you want, but I have tons of small, so I tend to display 1 or 2 colors per shelf. So I had the green and the red and pink and the blue, and there is the yellow. So you need to rearrange your shelves at least once a month for some of them. Otherwise your booth begins to look the same and people won't shop in it anymore. So today we're going to rearrange this corner. I have these 2 little shelves. I want to put in a big one instead that I've had in my barn that'll work better. So I'm going to pull all this orange stuff out and make it into the brown. So I'm going to take the brown shelf here that was hiding in the corner that a lot of people didn't see the stuff on, and I'm going to put it onto this new shelf. So this is just a maintenance thing that you need to do with your booth if you want to keep things selling. So here's the space. I pulled out the small shelving and just was left with pegboard. Now I deal in all smalls, so I usually put shelves around the perimeter of my booths. Other people do it differently, maybe more vignettes and things of that nature. So, but this is how I do it. So we got our shelf all ready to go here. It's all empty. I wiped it all down. Happened to be in our barn, so it really needs some wiping down. So now we're going to start adding the pieces to the shelf. We're changing this shelf to brown items rather than the orange items that were in this area. So I'm not an interior decorator or anything like that. This is just the way I do it. So hopefully it'll help you too. So okay, let's start finding the items. So what we're doing is I start with the tallest items that has some kind of brown tone in it. So I'm trying to place the tallest items first. They're going to be in the back of the shelf. So that's what I'm starting with. It takes a little time because the shelves are different heights. So you have to put it in the one that will work for you. So I'm gathering the tallest item that I can get on the shelves. Because these items then you'll see when you have smaller items in front of it. And you want to make sure the tag is facing forward so people can see how much it is. So they don't have to wrestle through all of it to find out the price of the object. So at Plaza Antiques, I'm here before the store opens. That's why I can go around with no mask. There's nobody here. So that's nice. The owner is very nice to let us in a little bit early to do some of these YouTubes. So here's some more objects. I'm just going to place them in the back end of the shelf. And people tend to look at eye level when they come into your booth. So if I had items a little higher on the previous shelf or a little lower, I'll put them at eye level, because they tend to just look at that level and not anything else. And when you do this, people think you brought in all new objects, but you really haven't. You've just shuffled it around so they can see what they're going to look at, what they're going to buy. Here's a nice jar from the Olympics, 92. And a lot of times I'll take plates and fabric items and stuff that's flat, and I will stick them in the back as I'm working. I can tuck them behind so people can see them, but I don't want them to take the entire shelf. It's important to utilize all your space when you're in an antique mall. So as you can see, we're building. Now we're going to some more medium-sized items to put in. So I got my tallest items on the top. That's where they fit. I have some taller items here, and now we're working towards the medium objects, which is going to go to the next. So you're going to stack them tall, medium, and small. That's how I do it. Right or wrong, I like it. It looks nice. And here's some more medium height objects that I'm trying to place in. This horse was not being seen. It's a really nice horse planter. I want to put that top and center, because I think that's a really nice object that people are probably just not seeing. This is quite fragile, so I want to put it with the tall items. It's a nice little mid-century vase. So I try to do this with my shelves, at least shuffle a few once a month. Otherwise, when people come back and they haven't been here in a while, and if everything's still at eye level that you had there, they're going to think you didn't bring anything new. And I try to bring new stuff every week. If not every other week, that's the least amount I would bring it, but I try to come every week. So it's important to shuffle it around. Like here's a beautiful brown vase that was way in the back. Nobody even seen that. we're going to put it up here in the front. Like I said, it's going to look like all new objects have been put in the booth. Here's another mid-century vase that I want to kind of focus on. We'll put that towards the top. That's our eye level. Some bookends, a little long burger basket. So the idea is you can see everything because there's only shorter objects towards the front. So here's a canister set that was all together, and it looked like there was only one piece because it was all stacked together, which is nice for packing things and taking it home, but the people really need to see all the pieces, so I'm taking it apart and putting all the pieces so that they realize it's a complete set. This is a reproduction set. Nice farmhouse style. Looks really cute mixed in with the antiques. That there, and hopefully it will. Whoop! We had a bit of an avalanche. That happens sometimes. We'll shuffle these vases over here a bit. We got our little hat's kind of in the way, but that's okay. Pull him down. There we go. I'm usually the only one that breaks anything in my booth. It's not the customer, it's usually me. I'm kind of klutzy. And there we go, that looks a little better up there like that. And it's starting to evolve into a nicer looking shelf. Now this box was way on the bottom. It's a newer box, but nobody probably even seen this. So we'll put this maybe right here. It's a little bit lower, but it's better than being in the bottom in the corner. There we go. And it's springtime, so even though these are not old, bird cages really sell well in the spring. I'm not sure it's going to fit up there now. We'll see if we can shuffle this back a little bit. Yeah, that looks nice. And I found a few more plates that I can either put in the back. Now, sometimes if their bigger items are too big, I'll put them in on the sides so they can be seen, yet they're being held up. Here's another little peacock plate that looks nice with the brown items. They don't have to be entirely brown, as long as they have some sort of brown tone in them, then they look good together. And we'll put this is another item I don't think that was seen. We'll put that scale right in the front there by the horse. So now we're going to move to some smaller items to put in the front. The bottom, a lot of times I put the bigger items on the bottom. It depends on what I'm doing, but the bottom is the least seen, so I want to focus on the things that have been on the bottom and pull them up, so it looks like it's all new items. And everybody does this different. Some people do it; they group alike items together. Some people do little vignettes of little rooms, but we have a limited amount of space, so it's important to get as much as we can without making it look too junky. This is considered depression glass. I will probably do a special on depression glass. This is called candlewood. So just remember, depression glass comes in all different colors. It's not just pink and green. We'll stick those. Maybe right here. And once I get this brown shelf down, I'm going to be putting the orange stuff that was originally in this area back in the brown section, just to have a change of scenery. And then I do have some new items that I'm going to kind of place throughout. And this item is to hold pipes. It's kind of a neat item. It's hard to know what it is when there's no pipes in it. If I have pipes, I stick it in there. Sometimes you got to try to place things in. Sometimes it fits, sometimes it doesn't. So you have to move things around till it works. That's a little too thick for that. So we'll put this like this. By the horse. Put this down here. At the bottom where you can see it. So if you like what you're seeing, please share and like us and hit the notification bell and subscribe, and we'll do more of these to help people out that haven't been a dealer. I've probably been a dealer for about 25 years. I was part-time. I worked full-time as a therapist and retired, and now I'm doing this full-time. So, but I've always been doing it on the side. And as you can see, it's starting to evolve. It's starting to look good, actually. So we got the majority of things in. Now I'm going to put the smallest items in to fill in any little cracks or crevices we have left. These are some old grooming tools. Very nice. Okay, so here we go. Our shelf is done. So now that I've done the brown shelf, I have to take all the orange items and put them in another area. So I'm going to put them in the corner where the brown items were, just to shift things around so people have different things to look at. And most of the time people think you bring all new things in. And to be honest, after I did this, my sales went up significantly the couple days afterwards. So it was definitely a good move, and it's something you need to do to maintain your booth. So there's our brown shelf. Now here's our empty shelf that the brown was in previously, and we're going to do it with the orange, with the same steps basically that we did with the brown. Now there's other color items in there too that kind of go with it. You can't make it always perfect. It depends on the stock you have. So we're starting with the larger things in the back, moving to the medium, into the front. And then I'll be placing more of the small items onto this shelf. So here we go. This is more of the small items in the shelf. And it's the same thing. You can see every item because the taller stuff is in the back and it goes down like a staircase. So items can be seen, and you want to always have your tags facing forward so people don't have to rummage through all your stuff to see how much it is. And that makes it a little safer for your stuff too. More things don't get broken. So thanks for watching, and that's how I rearrange my shelves at the antique malls that I am. Bye-bye, everybody.